Hi everyone, Chad back with Kinetics for another at-home or travel workout. Keep in mind, as always, there's some rep ranges and ranges in terms of the sets and duration of your workout. That's just to give you some flexibility for your schedule, for your level of fitness, so you can adjust this to make it work for you. You can certainly add some equipment or load to some of these movements whenever we go through these at-home workouts, but it isn't necessary. So first thing we're gonna go through, we'll go through our prep, which is 4 movements today. Then we'll get into our sweat piece and we'll discuss our breathe or cool down piece at the end. So prep, 3 to 4 sets. So 3 or 4 times through. 4 movements, 1 minute of in and out squat jumps, 4 to 6 reps per side of a quadruped to tall crab position, 4 to 6 reps per side of a lateral lunge to high knee, and then 4 to 6 down dog to up dog. So let's take a look at each of those. Our in and out squat jump, similar to what it sounds, we're gonna start with a more narrow stance. Feet can be completely touching or just more narrow than where you normally are, okay? Squat, when I jump, I'm gonna land in a wider stance and squat again. So I'm just changing that position, okay? Nice and controlled on these, brace through your belly. Okay, your narrow stance may be a little bit limited in terms of depth of range of motion. I know mine is, so that I don't get into a poor position there. But you got 1 minute of those in and out squat jumps. After that, 4 to 6 reps of a quadruped to tall crab. So starting in that quadruped position, my options are I can step over and bridge into that crab position, or I can step under and through and bridge. Either's fine. I encourage you to mix it up. You could do half and half, or you could switch every round. Just make sure that you are going 4 to 6 each direction, so it'll be a total of 8 to 12 when you do this movement. Personally, I would do some where I'm sweeping under and some where I'm stepping over. Make sure that you're practicing control throughout that movement, right? Don't just kind of flop over to the side. Move with control. Once we finish those, we have 4 to 6 per side of a lateral lunge to a high knee. So nice wide stance with our feet. And I'm gonna squat or lunge toward one leg. As I come up, I'm gonna drive off that leg into a high knee position. Lunge, high knee position. Knee is above the hip. I'm stable and balanced in that top position, right? I'm not getting here, putting my foot down really quick. I wanna drive up, own that position for a moment, and come back down, okay? Brace through your little bellies. Keep that squatting foot flat to the floor, okay? And keep your torso as upright as you can. Once we have 4 to 6 reps per side there, last movement of our prep is gonna be 4 to 6 down dog to up dog. So starting in that down dog position, pressing through my hands, heels to the floor, pushing my hips up, and then I'm gonna shift forward, squeeze my butt, let my hips drop, and lift my chest towards the ceiling. Nice and smooth and controlled back. And I'm just transitioning between those 2 positions 4 to 6 times. Make sure on the up dog that we're contracting the glutes. Okay, it'll help to protect the low back so we're not overextending through the spine. Once you complete your 3 to 4 sets there, we'll move on to the sweat. You will need a little timer. We usually recommend the push press timer is great because it's free, it's audible if you're using it for like intervals on runs and those sort of things outside of these classes. But you can certainly download a number of different timers, but you will need to set one up today with 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Okay, and then we'll talk about what the movements are. So we're gonna go through 6 to 8 cycles of this sweat piece. Again, given your current fitness level, time that you may have available, you can adjust within there. If you have a lot of time and you're in a pretty good level or state of fitness and you wanna go beyond those 8 rounds, use your best judgment, but you can certainly do that. This is just the recommendation. So we have 3 movements. Okay, first one being up downs. So you're gonna work for 30 seconds, and then you're gonna rest for 15 seconds. Then you'll come back and you'll have 30 seconds of a tall plank, knees to elbow, rest for 15 seconds, and then you'll have 30 seconds of a tall reverse plank as an isometric hold. Okay? After that, we're gonna rest for a total of 45 seconds. So we'll basically combine the next 30-second interval, or I'm sorry, the next 15-second interval and 30-second interval, and we'll go back into that next round, okay? So, what we're gonna end up with here is our up downs. All we're doing is the feet are moving the whole time, and we're either gonna drop into a squat thrust or a burpee if you're doing this on your own, every like 3 to 5 seconds. So you're shooting to get maybe 6 to 8 of these in within that 30-second range. If you're doing this with a group on a Zoom call or something along those lines, the coach will cue you as to when you're doing these. So chopping those feet down, back up as quickly as you can. Down, back up as quickly as you can, right? I like the squat thrust because it can get down and up really quickly. If you can stay fast and reactive with the burpee, by all means, you can certainly do that. So we'll get 30 seconds there, hard, high effort, 15 seconds of rest. Next, tall plank knees to elbow. A couple options here. Okay, first one is going to be just tucking your feet up. We're bringing our knees up to our elbows and then back. Okay, pretty basic. Try and get those knees all the way up inside the elbows on those reps the best you can. 2 feet travel together in both directions. So we'll need a little bit of weight on the hands. The other option is you can elevate yourself and you can try and do that without touching the ground. Those are significantly harder, okay? Require a little bit more upper body stability and control, but I welcome you to try those. Feel free to mix a couple of those in and then transition to the other option if you need to. If neither of those work for you, you can modify this to a controlled mountain climber where I'm just gonna bring my knee alternating up to my elbow. Very deliberate, very intentional, very controlled. Rest 15 seconds after that. Then we'll have 30 seconds of a tall reverse plank. We'll get ourselves into this reverse plank position. So I'm pressing through my hands, chest is up, elevated, I'm squeezing my butt, brace through my belly, and is a 30-second isometric hold. So we're just taking that plank position, flipping it on its head, okay? We'll rest for 15 seconds and then come back to that next round, okay? We're gonna go through that 6 to 8 times. Again, if you have a little bit more time on your hands and you're at a fitness level that you can continue to move through this, by all means extend it, right? Once we're done, we have 5 minutes of breathe in child's pose. So take this time, close your eyes, okay, relax, work on that deep diaphragmatic breathing, and we're gonna get into that child's pose by just kneeling and walking those hands out, relaxing the head, okay? And I'm gonna be trying to elongate my body through that reach with my hands, big deep breaths into my belly the whole time, spending about 5 minutes there. If you can extend it to 10 or 15 and integrate some mindfulness or meditation, we certainly are huge fans of that. We encourage you to do so. Otherwise, enjoy your workout, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.